Hello, we are live. The boy should probably stop chatting. Hi, everybody. Now their audio is unmuted. It is Alex, Giovanni, Queen Elizabeth, Jennifer, and myself. How is everybody doing tonight?
Queen, aka.
God, I hate that photo of Queen Elizabeth. I don't want it on the stream at all.
Super weird.
Lewis's camera ain't working, so he's been
Yeah.
gloriously. It would be different if you were at least like attempting a British accent or something. But you're not.
So I run it on my phone.
There's no Mrs. Doubtfire. That's it.
It's a drive-by fruiting. Hello, Sylvia. How are you tonight, my dear? Welcome back. We are doing another movie tonight. That movie is The Black Phone, which I have been protesting all week that is a racist title.
I thought we were doing Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
That's next week.
That's the same one
God
I
damn
watched.
it. I'm not even looking at you guys. I'm looking away.
Hey, stop staring off. Ah,
Gotta flip the image.
this old broad doesn't have very. I could flip it. I can do a lot of things to this image, except make it come back to life.
Ooh, necromancy.
So we flipped it. All right. So, do you guys want to start in on the review? You want to jump into some of the other shit we want to talk about first? What do you guys want to do? Because I am tired of the Queen Elizabeth already on the fucking stream. I hate it. I don't know why I hate it, but I fucking hate it.
Now I'm in hell.
I'm in the upside down world.
This is the upside down.
So the Black Phone. Now, I don't know how I feel about this movie. Because
I loved it.
Like part of it I really like, and part of it I just like I did not enjoy any of the
Really?
No, I didn't even say what I didn't enjoy any of. You're like, really? You any?
I'm already judging.
I didn't like the Hitchcockian throwback shit. I didn't think it worked. I thought the girl jogging in place was fucking stupid. With that said, I enjoyed the movie, but there's definitely some choices they made that what they thought was artistically. Whoa. Who just unmuted?
Matt just went to the Twilight Zone.
Oh, shit.
Welcome.
Hold on there.
Going down that rabbit hole.
Hello?
No.
I think we're
I'm
back
not.
to normal.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Holy
weird.
shit. We just got invaded by fucking Tron. Did we just get DDoSed?
It was weird.
That just happened in
Man,
my
just
mind?
Man just became Mega Mind for a second.
Fuck yeah. Welcome to the Max Headroom Hour. So I've seen articles where it's like, Max Headroom, the weird phenomenon. It's like, it's not a fucking phenomenon. It's Matthew Frewer is Max Headroom.
Yeah.
It's a guy. It's a person. You idiots. Clickbait bullshit where it's like, the mysterious signal. It wasn't a mysterious fucking signal. It was a television product.
Oh well, no, that one they're just talking about for the Chicago one. That was different.
Yeah, but it's pirate radio, basically,
Yeah,
right?
that was somebody who hacked into the WGN server and went live for like so many seconds.
Hacked into the server. What year was that? That was what? 92?
It was a long time ago.
Hacking into the servers meant just plugging in like a fucking floppy disk.
Plugging in the RCA jacks.
Good thing I have my quarter-inch. Or
Set
that
to
was it?
play.
Were zip disks a thing? No, 92 is way before zip disks.
No,
That's
it was
flat-
the big.
the-
It was the big floppies, the 9-inch.
Well, those
and
were
the 6-inch.
yeah. It was the small little plastic ones. I think not too long.
Those were
'cause
the 3.5.
you needed the 3.5s to install Windows. Duh. Anyways, we are supposed to be
Didn't
talking
you
about a
need like
fucking movie.
6 of them?
It's funny how the bigger the disc, the less space they would
Oh,
take,
the bigger
or
the
the less
disc,
memory they had. And then as they got
memory.
smaller, they actually were able to put more info on them.
Listen, I'm still petitioning back for Laserdisc. I have a Laserdisc player in my car. The best audio you can get. It's big. It's in my dashboard. It's the new Tesla
The
Laserdisc
video
player.
quality was really good on that though. Those laser discs. I don't know if you've ever seen one.
I remember our school had a Laserdisc.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Remember? Do you guys remember the Laserdisc that like got used like twice and then they like never fucking touched it again?
No.
Well, yeah,
No.
our school did have a Laserdisc player. Sadly, right? All right, so we are talking about a movie, The Black Phone. I already kind of talked about my disgust of it for a second. I'm just fucking around. I really do like the movie, but
It was good.
there were some things in it that were a little like, I think Ethan Hawke has had a weird like second coming as an actor,
Yeah.
and I love it. I thought he was easily the best part of this movie.
Yeah, he's actually a really good actor all around. But yeah, I feel like in the last couple of years, like with Dune and everything, he's kind of like on another renaissance of like getting these roles. He's also in he's in a new movie with Obi-Wan
Ewan McGregor.
Lewis died.
Kenobi coming
Oh,
out.
there
That
he
looks
is.
pretty interesting. Yeah, that's his real name. Oh no, I'm back. I'm back. Hello.
And we say bye-bye.
It's Trump saying bye to the Queen. We say bye bye. You got to go back and watch some Blues Clues.
It's on the way, dude.
Shit, to watch Blues Clues. Oh, God.
The only quote I like from that movie is, "Drive by fruiting." You whipped a fucking orange at him. So here's just a snippet of this movie, because once again, trailers give away way too goddamn much.
I know.
Here we go.
I'll scream. I'll scratch your face.
This face.
Daddy, I had a dream about it.
Who gives a fuck?
Your dream
He was taken.
by man
Who?
with black balloons.
Yes.
We never release those details.
All right, that's all you get. Yeah, Alex. Initial
What's
thoughts. What do you mean, what's up? We're reviewing a fucking movie.
I really. No. Because you came to me for whatever. Anyways, I really did like the movie. Ethan Hawke changing his character, like how he portrays himself in all these different movies. I really like it. I still haven't seen Sinister. You guys have said that he was in that too, right?
Oh, you haven't seen Sinister?
Sinister
haven't
is
watched
really
Finish.
an excellent movie.
I haven't finished Sinister.
The
I was gonna
beginning of
watch it this
Sinister
week.
is one of the craziest fucking beginnings
Yeah.
like ever.
Yeah.
So this is sorry, Alex, I'll let you finish, but this is like a it's a good companion piece for Sinister because it's same director, same film style, atmosphere, sort of. Like this is very much like a Scott Derrickson horror movie.
For those who don't know. Is who?
Scott Derrickson.
Yeah.
He's the director. Actually, since I cut you off, let me mention other stuff he's done. Urban Legends Final
Okay.
Cut. Anyone? Yeah.
Final Cut.
Hellraiser Inferno.
You're not selling
He
me.
did the- But it gets better. The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
That
I did
actually
see that
wasn't
one.
terrible.
I saw
Yeah, that
for
wasn't a bad
free.
movie. That was okay.
Is that the good one? Is that the found
Yeah,
footage one?
that's the one with
That's-
Dexter's
yeah.
sister in it,
Yeah,
right?
it was. No, that's the one produced by Eli Roth.
Well, who
He's
cares
the-
about?
He's the one that
shitty
threw
movie?
money at it.
Yeah, but Dexter's
Yeah, just put
sister
his name on
plays
it.
plays
Yeah.
the mate plays the girl who got possessed.
You know
She's,
what?
she's
You know
also
what?
in REC,
I
the
was-
remake.
I was thinking of the last,
Yes.
but that's a good one too. He did The Day the Earth Stood Still. He did Sinister.
I didn't realize
Devil
this guy
Knot.
directed the first Doctor Strange until just now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he was one of the Marvel was notorious for like, hey, you did a movie, let me sweep you away and give you a bunch of money to do this movie. And luckily he's walked away from Marvel, so hopefully we get more
All
horror.
right, I know.
Yeah.
I feel like we rail on Marvel every single episode, but god damn it, they deserve it, bro. Marvel fucking sucks. Everything. I haven't watched She-Hulk, admittedly, but everything I hear about it is garbage.
It's gotten worse. It's
So is it
gotten worse.
Marvel or is it Disney itself?
Marvel is Disney. They're the same
Yeah.
thing.
Because also Kevin, what is his name? Kevin Feige. He's also the head of Marvel.
He's the head, but
Feige.
Kevin Feige is really good at bringing the worlds together. But I don't think he's the one making the creative
Yeah, dude.
decisions
I feel.
on each of these movies.
Yeah, I agree. I feel if Kevin Feige was spearheading these projects, they'd be getting more adult. Like
Well,
Kevin Feige seems to understand like what his consumers really want, and it's just
Yeah.
like like I've said this for a long time. The problem with Marvel is not necessarily their content; it's the fact that they've removed that whole "it isn't made for you, so don't watch it." Everything is connected to everything. Therefore, a single consumer is expected to watch everything to be fully in the know. Meaning shows like She-Hulk, which is Ally McBeal meets Marvel. I don't give a fuck about that. I'll ignore everything I've heard about it. The premise of Ally McBeal meets Hulk I have no fucking interest in. But I now have to watch it to get things like the Wolverine reference, to be connected to the exact full story, because you know they're going to make probably a fucking
Daredevil-
Hulk movie finally after this. Yeah,
The Daredevil origin and introduction to the Marvel world.
His
which
first
that-
appearance is going to be in
that
this
new
god awful
Daredevil-
product.
That new Daredevil is going to be a new story. It's not going to continue.
Well,
with
so-
what was
Which,
on
by the way,
Netflix.
fuck Charlie Cox, because at first he was like, "Yeah, we hope to continue the new story," and then it's like, "Nah, man, well, that's done. We did that," and it's like, bro, fuck,
it's
maybe
'cause
just
they-
shut up until you know what's going on.
It's because they're giving him money to say certain things.
He better be in Marvel shape though. Like, I better have a goddamn
Like-
ripped Daredevil. I don't care if he's blind.
A question I have for you guys, because it's probably different for everyone. I know it is for me, but like, where did the Marvel movies lose you? Like, what was the last movie, or what was the first movie after the last good one you saw where you're like, this is not for me, or show?
I'm gonna give it up to Ultron, Age of Ultron. From Age of Ultron on until Thor Ragnarok, because I believe Thor Ragnarok comes after Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Thor Ragnarok was Marvel being good again. And then, to be honest with you, the last Spider-Man movie was Marvel being good again. I feel like after everything in between is kind of whatever.
See, I'll disagree a little bit. I thought Infinity War and Endgame were both great products. But I will agree with you. I've been checked out. I was checked out way before those. Like, I didn't watch Infinity War or Endgame until they were both on Blu-ray.
Okay. Infinity War and Endgame for me, like seeing them all together was, I think that's what got me. Like, holy shit, you brought all these characters together.
Yeah.
But
On
like in
one
terms of
green
like
screen.
yeah, in terms of like
for-
gripping story, Ragnarok and the last Spider-Man were kind of that was it.
Hold on, Alex.
I
Did
was hoping-
Fabian or did Fabian not say that he thought Eternals was all right?
He said that he thought Eternals was good.
Yeah,
didn't say
bro.
all right.
You
Oh,
said
good.
that,
No.
and
Ban
now
that
he's all like,
motherfucker.
"Yo, Eternals suck, bruh."
Yeah,
Black.
Eternals
I
the
haven't
worst.
watched Black Widow. It's
I haven't
actually
watched
on the
Black Widow
list.
either.
Jen and I started going through the Marvel products, and we're at Ant-Man, which I don't know why, and I'm hoping like I'll watch it and like it more. Never really liked the Ant-Man movies. I've only
think the
seen them
second one
once each,
gets-
I think, though.
The second one gets better, but yeah, there's something about them, something that just like gnaws
the
at
first
you.
first one copies the like
The
old
program.
school like Iron Man villain of like it's a carbon copy of you.
Yeah.
Black Widow has some of the worst computer generated graphics I've ever seen. But for me, it was, I don't know when it fell in line. Captain Marvel was when they started to lose me.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Marvel, I hate.
There was too many
I hate
cliche
what they
things
did with
that she
that.
was trying to do. Like they were trying to make her be like, I don't know. Yeah, the Captain Marvel one was. It
And
wasn't
I
great
just mean
for me.
movie wise. I don't mean Brie Larson because that's a whole other subject. I think she's a garbage troll cave person. Yeah, that's the movie where I was like, what? This is not going, like these don't feel like they're for me anymore.
Sorry, I just saw the. There's a poll on YouTube, Anthony. You might want to check it out.
Oh god, I don't
it's
have a
blocking
device
my
that I
chat.
have too many fucking devices going.
Oh god.
What's
but-
the goddamn poll?
I was
It was
just
who's the
having
sexiest
fun.
host.
Sylvia, why did you like the Eternals? Everything I hear
Is
about
it-
it sounds
Is
awful.
it me?
So far, Matt and I are 50-50.
Sylvia liked the Eternals. You were dropped on cement, weren't you, Sylvia? Was that it? And I know because as a child I was dropped on cement
Several
so-
times. It was a
Yeah,
video. It was a
and you
game for our
dislocated your arm
mothers.
too when you
And
fell in
then
the
I
cement.
dislocated my arm.
I
Yeah.
was there. I was present.
Don't worry, the cement will break their fall.
No, it was the arm. It was somebody grabbing his arm at the same time while he was falling to the floor.
Oh, well, I
Nice
mean,
little jerk.
you don't want to drop your beer, so let
I
the baby
imagine
fall.
after
And
that,
dragging
I was
him?
like, no, not
Sometimes.
dragging me. I imagine after dislocating my arm, though, I was very much like Ace Ventura when he got his both arms got numbed. He's turning.
Not me, bro. I was like Mel Gibson, just popping it back into place.
Now, what lost me was I kind of wanted Civil War to turn out a little different.
You mean have more than 12 superheroes? Like they brought out superheroes that didn't exist for Endgame. They were just like, this is Blue Guy. For fucking Civil War, it was like, we got a handful of them.
It would have been a good turn for like if Captain America would have been murdered like how it's supposed to be at Civil War. Because because it would have turned everything around.
You know what?
Brought the Avengers back together for the next fight.
Him being murdered would have been much better than him turning into Joe Biden at the end of Endgame. Just, hi kids, can I sniff you?
Damn, holy shit, he does look like him.
The problem is Marvel doesn't have the balls to do that. Like
to keep those stories going.
EC would be like, yeah, we'll fucking kill Superman. Marvel, like, no, they just gotta keep their golden boy.
You know how Superman doesn't kill anybody? He just twisted Zod's head off. Your move.
Yeah.
The problem with Marvel movies is like
they're all about the money.
There's no stakes in them. The Marvel movie can start and you could just say, and it's fine at the end, and there's no feeling in between of like, I don't know.
Nobody's gonna die.
Well, I mean, Tony Stark died.
Well, that's because he was done.
Black Panther died.
But like, if you watch Ragnarok
too soon.
It's too soon to say the fucking guy died. I didn't give him cancer.
If you watch, that's why it's like if you watch Ragnarok and you watch Spider-Man, the level of shit that both those characters go through in those movies, you're like, holy fuck, where's this going? I don't get that with any other Marvel movie.
Yeah,
ever.
No Way Home is the best Marvel Universe product. I mean, I personally think it's better than the Endgame Avengers Infinity War movies too.
I think I like this whole Spider-Man universe better than anything that they've done with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I like them. I agree. I think Tom Holland's good. I feel the first two kind of where he was just way too invincible. Like no matter what was going on around him, it's like, hey, back in high school,
And it's funny that you say that because being that it was like a new young kid who didn't know what he was doing, he should have fucked up a bit more. Like there should have been more mistakes made, more damage done,
bad boys,
shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the third was because they finally gave, for one thing, they brought back Willem Dafoe as Goblin, and they made him a fucking powerhouse.
Dude, he's amazing.
And like
he's a fantastic actor.
They gave the Tom Holland Spider-Man finally some gravity because like the first one, I don't feel like there's any danger to anything. Like it's a bubblegum movie. The second one, you amp it up a little bit. You have Mysterio die in the end, okay, but still, he was fairly untouchable. In the third one, they take out May. He takes damage. Like then you know, alert. And I think if you haven't seen it, then like sorry, fuck off. I don't know what to tell you. Like by murdering May, spoiler alert. Fucking how long has that movie been out? It's on Disney Plus, isn't it? Go watch it. Good. Spoiler alert. They have the multiverse Spider-Man are awesome. It's nice seeing the old villains. How they redeem Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man's really nice. Like. I just think that movie was well written, well put together. It was a ton of fan service, which I don't know if you're listening. That's what fans want. Like Rian Johnson for Star Wars was like, oh, okay, let me see. Here's a checklist of what they want and toilet paper, and that's fucking like what he did with it. They did the opposite.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine though when Marvel and Sony came together and Sony's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and Feige's like, remember what we talked about. Okay, remember what we talked about. Keep it grounded. Okay, we're not going to do that. What are we going to do?
I like to think they all just watched Last Jedi, and then they went and had steaks and like whiskey, and they were just like, fuck it, we're doing 3 Spider-Mans, bring in the old villains. No, mashed potatoes. We're going to give them what they want.
We're going to do the Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other.
Like I feel like I'm telling you, like these guys learn from movies more than we give them credit for. I guarantee you, they as fans went and watched Last Jedi, and as filmmakers, they were like, okay, it's a beautiful movie. But as fans, they were like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, so I guarantee they watch movies like that and go, if I ever get my hands on this franchise or this movie, I'm not gonna make these mistakes. Like we're gonna listen to the fans, and they did, and it's a screaming success. I don't think they're listening to anybody on their television products. I didn't watch WandaVision, but WandaVision out of all of them looks to be the highest of quality. The Captain America one looks boring and shitty. She-Hulk just looks goddamn stupid. I can't take writing seriously that in one episode tries to lecture the audience on male privilege and the plight of the female.
That was the first episode, wasn't it?
Especially when she talks about not being taken like seriously in her profession. And then it's like, oh, by the way, I'm twerking in my office with Megan Thee Stallion, and it's like, so you mean to tell me that like it's wrong of the dudes that are walking around in $1,000 suits to like walk past your office and see you twerking with someone and be like, professional?
She undermined that whole like a strong argument for a first episode.
Well, that's the thing is like I still think it's stupid her delivering that line to Hulk, who's literally lost loves, lost friends, tried to kill himself, all of the above, save the planet, whatever, save multiple planets, and like exactly. So like saying that whole thing to the Hulk is stupid, but like in a normal conversation of like these are my triggers that I have to suppress every day, makes sense. But it's like, I mean, literally the Hulk has a right to sit there and go, oh, you get catcalled. Well, I watched the love of my life die, and then, well, twice. And then, like, I mean, like, literally the line of, like, I tried to finish myself with a gun once, and then the big guy spit the bullet out. Like,
yeah,
right
you did
there,
say that in a movie.
Right there cancels out any of your, like, tell it to someone else.
Yeah, because you need to remember, Hulk in movies canon tried to commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real thing. And this chick sits across from him and says, "And I got called."
Well, think about all.
Yeah,
it's just like I understand anger. You think you understand anger, and it's just like, yeah, I think I do understand anger. I was the guy that floated into space away from humanity, so I couldn't hurt anyone anymore.
Well, no,
ended up on a fucking random planet, to which my buddy the Hulk met me on. Like, you literally are. This is your scale, this little insignificant dot, and this is the Hulk scale. Like, fuck off.
The Hulk didn't float away. He was sent off by the Avengers because they thought he was too dangerous for Earth.
No, but no, he does it himself though.
In the movies, he does it himself.
In the movies, he does it himself.
In the comics, yeah. I mean, but I'm just saying, like in the comics, he's sent off by his own Avengers, by his own team.
All right, so we're on a pretty healthy tangent. So I'm going to switch over to the other screen, and we'll start talking about some of the stuff we want to talk about beyond Black Phone. We'll get back to it though. Go on, Lewis.
Oh no, I was going to say, since we are talking other stuff, I know Matt's working his way through Game of Thrones.
Yeah, season 6, I think we're on now.
You're getting close. You got what, 2 more seasons?
Yeah.
Yep.
The writing's getting flimsy.
when you finish, are you going straight into House of the Dragon? Are you watching Rings of Power?
No, we're gonna go straight into. Well, I do that every day. That's just fun lunch for me. No, we're gonna go straight into the new Game of Thrones show. I do want to check out Rings of Power, but like, I don't know, man. Like, is it boring or no? Like, above all else, is it fucking boring?
It's not boring. It's filmed beautifully. It is slow paced.
Has questionable CGI at times.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing, but that wouldn't be a problem if Amazon wasn't out there going, oh, 15 million an episode. Like, that's the problem, is Amazon throws this shit out there, these factoids about the production. Then they have them post this fucking diversity hostage video to talk about the show, where it's like, I think this show is the most diverse. I mean, you guys watched it. Like, what the fuck did that have to do with the lore or television product?
Well, it's also a lot of the actors doing interviews. And to me, it's which I guess is a good discussion with like with She-Hulk and Rings of Power. I am annoyed at like seeing this product that this company is trying to sell me, like Lord of the Rings of Power show. And instead of just seeing trailers for it, not only is, like Matt said, the company saying like, we spent this much money, and it's like, show don't tell. But then you have the actors in all of these interviews talking about how they're activists and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you should be talking about the product. You should make me want to see the product. And to me, it's annoying. Like the biggest fault the Rings of Power has, along with, it being okay, is the fucking actors being like agenda people. And like every time they're doing TV spots, instead of talking about the show, they're talking about how their character represents this, and it's like,
yeah, they don't give a
like,
fuck
stop.
about like the fans what they're at. Like the fans are like, how does it connect to the Tolkien writing? And they're just like, well, you see, my character is a black elf, and they're just like, but how does it connect to the lore? And it's, well, you don't understand. There's a bunch of black elves, and it's like, that's okay. It's not what we're asking. And like I can understand, like I'm not a Tolkien nerd, but I can understand if you are like being pissed off by like, because all the promo shit didn't say anything about the product, like at all. It was like you knew not, like everybody just wanted information, and they were just like, oh no, first look at the show, and it's like, yes, I mean I think the cast is very diverse, and it's like, but to me it was like, hey guys, here's our people of color, embrace us because we have them on our television show, and it's like, I get it. You know, you guys feel that you're underrepresented. I get it, but like the fact that it has people of color in the show, in my opinion, is fucking meaningless. Is it good acting, and is the show good? Like if those two things don't make sense, then the whole show's shit. I don't care what color skin each character has, even if it's like in Game of Thrones and it's goofy because you have Wesley Snipes Targaryen, like I don't give a fuck. If they're a good actor, like, no problem. But, like, shut the fuck up about it. Not everything has to be about how you've crammed the United Nations into the cast. Like, just give me a good fucking product. That's all I really want. I can ignore a lot of shit. I have ignored a lot of shit when it comes to, like, content in movie and TV shows. Whether it be political, you know, shit that I don't agree with. Whether it be just, like, dumb storylines. I can withstand a lot, but, like, I don't know, man. Shit just gets dumber and dumber. Like the Marvel products get dumber and dumber, and it's not just She-Hulk, it's not just Miss Marvel. It's the Captain America show, which presumably you have to watch to understand the Captain America 4 coming out. Just looks fucking boring. Like I have no interest in that.
Well, the funny thing that kind of goes along with what you're saying, Matt, is that if you were to break down the statistics of these people that push for these things, like the amount of them watching it versus not them with agendas, like the majority of these people don't show up for this product.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can guarantee you it's more people not caring about that watching Rings of Power than that. So it's like they just want the voice, but they don't actually show up to support the product.
I'm sorry.
It's the people with agendas that are getting that voice, which is wrong because they're not the majority.
If I'm a black dude and I'm watching Game of Thrones, I'm like, I'm glad there's no brothers on this show. All these white people getting slaughtered. Like, I mean, like that's how I would look at it. Like, and you're right. I think the idea is like the people that run their mouth the loudest are they don't watch the show. They don't give a fuck. They're just on Twitter to argue.
They just want to be fucking.
You know, and like
want to be a fucking rut in somebody's fucking thing.
I also feel like this idea that it's a faux pas to call out diversity casting. Why? Like you have it's a double standard. There's no problem calling out a role when it gets whitewashed, but for somebody to go, I don't understand how we have like a black Targaryen and you're automatically racist. Like, and it's not even in a shitty way, just like make me understand how this works. Because the lore you built up for 8 seasons prior, specifically the first 3 seasons, there was a lot of heavy talk about it. You don't build a lore that makes me think that they would allow that in the bloodline. So it's like, it shouldn't be wrong if you're a fan of a product to question said product without being like thrown down. Now, here's the thing. We talked about this earlier. We weren't going to talk about the Little Mermaid thing. I don't give a fuck. And I don't think anybody should give a fuck what the color of her skin is. My problem is she's ugly. That's my biggest problem. It's an ugly fucking Ariel. But frankly, if you're an adult and you're going, oh man, Ariel, white, red hair, blue eyes, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's a new product for new children. It's not made for you. Sure, call it diversity casting. You have a right to do that. But after that, shut the fuck up about it. Either see it or don't see it. If you're that close-minded where you're going to be like, your kids are like, oh, you know, you pay $8 a month for, or whatever, $10 a month for Disney Plus. Your kids say, I want to watch the new Little Mermaid. And you go, nah, dude. It's a black chick. Like, if you're that small minded, then fuck off. Like, at that point, it just fuck off. It doesn't matter. And then, it becomes a Twitter argument. It's like, ugh.
There's a sad side to diversity casting, though, because, I mean, some of these people, get picked for a project that, they're talented, but they might have been nudged over that choice because of their casting. And then you have the situation with the guy from Rings of Power, the black elf or whatever. Like, he got hired to do a role, he's getting a paycheck, and he's gonna be shit on for it. Like, it goes both ways. Like, it's a shitty thing. But again, like I said, like, the majority of people complaining on these things, they don't actually watch it. But the fans who do watch it, if you say something that the majority doesn't go against, or a piece of shit. The product.
Well, I think you touched on a subject that nobody.
But you're a piece of shit.
I think you touched on something that nobody talks about, and I think part of it is we are at a point in entertainment where the fans are demanding more than ever. Like, and that's part of the problem, is you're hitting fans' demands with PC culture and diversity casting and all of that. And I think that's the problem, is you have a certain section of the people that are going to hate it simply because it exists. You're going to have another section of people that loves it simply because it exists. Then there's the middle ground where you have people that don't really give a shit, but still it's kind of like, whatever. Like, I don't know why that guy's in this or this guy's in this. And then you're going to have people on the, like, crazy spectrum that are, like, all invested only in whatever the Twitter talking points are. And then the problem with that is, despite being a relatively small fraction of the country, it's about 10% of American users actually on Twitter, and we don't know how many of those are bots. You have a small segment of people doing a lot of the fucking discussion, which is the problem. And Twitter is used as news. We're so fucking stupid at this point. We use a thing like that would be like me saying, like, hey guys,
the articles first.
We're gonna do some learning. Okay, open up your laptops to Wikipedia. Like, that's the problem. Is it's Wikipedia. Like you're talking opinion pieces as fact. That's all Twitter is. Twitter is nothing but opinion. Yeah. Like, because nothing but opinion sells, right? So, like, that's all. It's all clickbait shit, and it's either bots or it's assholes who told the line. That's the problem. That's where I have the problem with like the Mark Hamills of the world, who are vocal on Twitter, where it's like, you know what, buddy, I don't have anything against you, but like, if you're this stupid to not understand that you're just rolling yourself in the machine, then I don't like you're too stupid for me.
He's contradicted himself more than once.
But look at all the celebrities on Twitter, though. All of them. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. They're all fucking idiots.
Jimmy Kimmel recently.
To add to Matt's analogy, though, it gets worse, because it's like, okay, kids, open up to Wikipedia, and little Timmy in the back is like, point of personal privilege. I don't like this sentence. Can we change it? Yeah, it happened in history, but we can totally change it for you.
And then Wikipedia, you have to pay for it, and you could edit it.
And then there's the kid in the corner who raises his hand and is just like, "This isn't factual," and it's just like, "Excuse me," and it's like, well, it says the main import on the Mayflower was cream cheese. And it's just like, but that kid is now the racist bigot. Like, oh, you're for colonizing, huh? And he's just like, well, no, I was just saying that I don't think cream cheese is sustainable on a 9-month journey.
There was a celebrity that his Wikipedia page said that he had siblings, and he goes, I'm an only child. And he goes, and I keep changing it back to that I'm an only child. And somebody in Wikipedia keeps saying that I have a brother and a sister.
It's actually pretty funny.
He goes, I don't have a brother.
I don't have any siblings. He's just fucking at the computer, angry, shaking.
He goes, I want people to understand that Wikipedia is not real.
Well, neither is Twitter. Not really.
Twitter is really not real.
All you have to do is pay that fucking that monthly charge, and they fucking let you edit anybody's profile.
All right, let's talk about some stuff. Deep psychological stuff. Like Constantine getting a sequel.
Ooh.
This was amazing news.
With original actor.
With John Wick himself.
Finally. I was just watching Constantine the other day, too.
Akiva Goldsman will write the screenplay and produce the project through his Weed production. I don't know what he's known for. Francis Lawrence, who helmed the original, is back.
Holy shit.
It's going to be a Bad Robot production.
I'm down with that. I really like the original a lot.
Oh, the original's so good.
Does Shia die in the original?
He's an angel at the end. Spoiler alert.
Damn it, Giovanni.
Well, if you haven't watched it, 2005.
Sorry, yeah, if you haven't watched it, go.
17 years ago.
Yeah,
Go sit in your tower.
But Spider-Man's okay to do spoiler alert for. I hope you choke on your shot glass. All right, let's talk about something that's somewhat political-ish. We'll get into why and how. Not political,
Oh my God,
but
is this the next one?
Yeah. So G4 TV hit with major layoffs less than a year after coming back. For one thing, I fucking hate Adam Sessler.
I do too. That guy's a fucking
He's such a
idiot.
punk bitch.
He's oh my God. He's a
So,
two-face too.
This also is involved with wrestlers too. It's weird.
Well, that's because they were on G4 programming.
What's
Yeah.
his name? God damn it, what's his name? His name is Creed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the New Day guy.
I'm talking about this guy, the generic branded Dexter in the center. That's that little piece of shit Adam Sessler, who's very vocal and said that if his grandmother voted for Trump, he'd want her to die. That kind of weirdo.
He's a fucking idiot.
So there's backstory to this. And I don't take pleasure in these layoffs, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not sitting here like, ha ha, people lost their job, right?
And they were notified in a shitty fucking way too.
But what spawned this whole thing was, and here's the next thing we're talking about. One of their hosts' name was Frost.
She's
Frost.
hiding in the back. You can't see her in this image.
What the fuck are these 69 messages?
Yeah, that's. I'm not.
I can't
a mod,
even pull
so
up. I can't pull up my. I don't know how to delete them, to be honest with you. We'll figure it out. But so basically, she went on a tirade, and I don't remember paraphrasing. It was basically like, "Fuck you if you're a male viewer and you don't like this, this, and this." She kind of went on like a kind of fuck men tribe, and then they backed her up completely. And then now, I mean, they lost a lot of viewership. They had really just come back.
Yeah.
And
then they now deleted all her fucking, that tirade. They deleted it.
Good. Because they need to.
Yeah, it was so fucking stupid.
But they backed her on it, and G4 in general backed her on it. And they lost a lot of viewership immediately. They lost a lot of subscribers. And now, unfortunately, due to that decline, they've hit massive layoffs. Now, where we come back to Frost is she's such a whopping cunt that while her company is hundreds of thousands laid off.
I think it was. I don't think they're big right now. I think it's still hundreds.
Let's see.
But they've
still laid off quite a bit of their fucking staff. Now, I'm trying to see if I get a number. This is talking about how their program's boring and nobody cares. Because it is. I don't know if anybody watched the revived G4. It was boring as fuck.
So that's Xavier Woods from WWE. That's what I was trying to say. I just caught his name.
Triple H run WWE. So, here's what she posted. Here's her tweet. And you could, I mean, look at this fucking goon. She looks like something out of Saints Row. Look at this. She looks like a bad character model out of fucking Saints Row. So after massive layoffs, and here's what I'm thinking her thinking was. Everybody, after she made her statement, was like, fuck this bitch, fire her. They didn't, right? So now they've laid off a shit ton of their staff, and she posted tweets that say, I survived, which I'm assuming is in response to the people that called for her to be fired. The problem with this is that it more or less seems like, hey, losers who got fired, I survived.
Yeah.
Now, she's arguably the person that started this entire downfall to the G4 reimagined. The problem is, you're the bitch at the center of the controversy. They back you. They lose a shit ton of viewership. They're laying off massive amounts of their staff, most of their staff, and she posts she survived.
She can't handle that the reality of the original G4 TV was about video games and tits. Let's be real. That's what it was about.
Okay, that's actually my problem with What's-Her-Face, is she was such a fake. Like, she wasn't a gamer. I like Morgan Webb, goddammit. I don't like Adam Sessler because he's a cunt. But Morgan Webb was cool. Their review show was cool. I dug that.
Is that one of the girls, Gina Darling or some shit like that?
That Attack of the Show.
Attack of the Show was fun.
Attack of the Show was awesome.
The guy, what was the guy's name that was the host of that? Kevin Pereira or whatever. He's really like he's like AIDS skinny now. After he got fired from G4, he like took his family and went into an RV and just started like traveling the country. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of entertainment. Like, I need to be in the woods where my family can't be touched by these freaks. And then then he came back for the revival. Sessler was back. I think Morgan Webb made a couple appearances, but they were really building their brand. And then this woman did her thing. And yeah, this is like, she's basically just shitting on people who just got laid off because of her controversy she stirred up.
This is such a bad take. So bad. I can't stand her. I'm not gonna lie. I'm angry that I'm breathing the same air she
was
is.
It all was it all web based, or did they have a syndication like where they had a show?
No, it was all web based.
Yeah,
but I mean, they had a full studio. They had a staff or have a staff. They have I mean, there was I just closed that image, but there was the image of there was what, like 15 people on screen. Yeah. Like they had production going on. So like for them to start laying people off means whatever their market share they were tapping into is gone. Like that revival's dead. I mean, and here's the thing: is the new revival of G4 was terrible. On the grounds of it being a piece of shit, I would say, like, don't mourn it.
The shit that they were doing on G4, you can find on YouTube where people do it much better.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was the thing is like the X-Play reviews with Adam Sessa were literally him talking to a webcam. Like there was no production behind it. It was like just him talking to a webcam about a game
he didn't even go into the studio. Like there was a lot of it where he was like streaming in.
Well, that's the other thing is like they're laying people off. How much is he making? How much is Frost making? When you're laying off people who do the actual work, while this loudmouth bitch runs her mouth, like that's the thing is like the people that are getting laid off aren't the people that are causing the controversy. They aren't the people that like they're the hard workers are the ones who's gone. And here she is like, I made it, haha. And it's like you're just too much of a bitch. I don't know how to I can't put it any nicer than that because I want to rip her tattooed arms off and beat her to death with them. She just looks like a useless fucking nothing that got people fired with her fucking agenda she had to push.
I believe she was a League of Legends player.
Oh, awesome. A game I don't care about. A person I don't care. I care about less. Alright, let's have some more fun with video game stuff.
Too bad we can't get the Queen's mouth to move every time Anthony talks.
This isn't South Park.
Yeah, because I'd say some racist stuff.
I don't know how much we can. I mean, I think we could probably watch through the whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to make it the whole way, but here's the Tekken trailer. Tekken 8 for you sequential nerds.
Tekken 3 will always be my favorite.
Fuck y'all, Fighting Force. I want that remake. I'm already fucking bored, bro.
Started.
Oh, we stand here in the rain. Why? Because I am warm. Why can't these guys just share recipes and be happy? Fight. That was a cool intro cutscene.
Someone better kill someone off the volcano like every game.
Seriously, why? What was this like a Top Gear challenge where they had to fight on a volcano? How are your tires doing? So this is presumably actual gameplay then. Yeah, that looks like real gameplay. It was a really cool transition. The camera angles are interesting. Do you think those will? Do you think the actual like little like cutscenes, like the pumping up of his bicep and everything, is going to be in game, or is that just for cinematic?
That would be badass if it was.
I mean, this is either really good editing, as in getting that shit together, or it's all in game.
If it's like this in game, that would be fucking incredible.
I don't think these angles you're gonna get in game, but I am wondering like the in between like bicep pump up because that was so smooth. I wonder if that's actually in like how like Mortal Kombat has the X-ray shit. I wonder if it's something like that. So that's clearly cinematic. This isn't in game. Unless it is, fuck. I can't tell. No. It's clearly all in-game engine, though. Like this is all the in-game engine. This looks like UE5 or UI5.
Mhm.
The graphics are so realistically, yet humans still fucking shoot out sparks.
It's that devil gene, man.
Yeah. Okay. Where's Paul? So that's what had you so hyped up?
I agree with Matt.
I'm excited.
Dude, I'm excited. Tekken was always my jam. Tekken and Soul Calibur.
I like
Yeah.
Tekken too, but I mean, I agree with Matt.
The best Tekken, Lewis is right, is Tekken 3 because it had a story mode. Tekken 8 doesn't have a story mode. It could suck a bag of dicks.
I actually like Tekken Tag Tournament, which was the most least liked one, but I liked it.
Well, that's because it was purely competitive.
What's that other one that you fucking really liked?
Soul Calibur.
Something about the beach and volleyball.
Yeah, it was the Soul
That-
Calibur developers.
That's not a fighting game.
No,
I know.
That
that's
was
a
not a
plastic
fighting
titty game.
But there was one. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Yeah,
What,
it was
what
plastic
game?
titty
What game did it tie
Um,
into?
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, Dead or Alive.
Which
yeah.
costs, if you bought Dead or Alive now, cost over $3,000 on Steam
Really?
for everything.
I can get it for $54 on Aniba. Everything.
What is that, Matt?
It's a website. All right, Alex posted sent me this. Giving Microsoft control of Activision games like Call of Duty has significant negative effects. Alex, you read this. Tell me what it's about.
This is not the actual article that I read earlier, but Sony was crying and complaining that if Microsoft gets control of Xbox or I'm sorry, Call of Duty, Activision, that they're gonna fucking hold shit back from people, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well,
They're
as
saying
we
it's gonna be an unfair market. They're saying.
well as we
No.
as we talked earlier, Sony is the spearheader of buy it on PlayStation to get this first. Buy it on
Yeah.
PlayStation for early
Yeah.
access to this map pack. Buy it on PlayStation for this exclusive gun. So
They
I
would
think
hold DLC for, I think, a year on some shit.
some of it,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So like the idea of them complaining about this sort of thing, like they can piss up a rope.
Yeah, no, fuck that. And plus, Microsoft is not going to limit them. It would be too stupid, and they would lose too much money.
Yeah, well
to
they
limit
can't.
this shit.
Activision
If-
would lose money. Like that's
if-
the whole
yeah,
thing is like
yeah,
you know how
yeah.
big of a
Oh, yeah.
how many players do we play against Warzone and Vanguard, Alex, that are PlayStation? It's half of the player base.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's
like
a lot of
so like with the world of crossplay, like you it would be millions, if not billions, of dollars lost, depending on what the sales are by removing it from that platform
And then
or
if you use the
exclusivity.
active chat, they complain about how many PC players are on there because they're PlayStation players. They fucking hate us.
Yeah, well they don't. Yeah, they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, I still use controller, but they hate that we're on PC.
Yeah, I don't use controller because I'm a man.
Oh, whatever.
You don't use the aim assist.
I should have played this one.
Uh-huh.
Ric Flair's drip. God, those videos are so fucking cringy. Have you guys seen those videos?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, let's pull one up because I
When you
saw.
were talking about it on stream, I
Oh.
looked up the video. It was so
Oh,
bad.
I'm just gonna see if I'm just gonna type in Ric Flair drip. Oh, it's a music video.
No, it
Oh
shouldn't
no.
Here we go. So this is as cringy as it fucking gets. Like, this is like you walked outside right on Thanksgiving, and your uncle and his friend are in the backyard, and this is what you see.
What do you want to be in the picture? Gotta go bow.
And you're like, "Hey, Unc, take it easy, bro." And he's just like, "Whatever,
He
man."
looks like
So,
a crypt keeper with
be.
skin.
Flair's is smoking the drip, and Tyson's smoking the 2.0.
Look how he hits it like a dainty old fucking woman. Like if I gave a
Do you see
blunt
how
to a
much flame was on the
babushka,
front of that?
that's how he would fucking. It would almost blew off his non-existent eyebrows.
Yeah.
Look
That's-
at
that's a lot
Tyson.
of flame.
Tyson,
That's
you
a lot
could-
of
I
crap.
smoke a blunt.
Tyson like walks around his house smoking all day. You could tell that just purely by like how he's holding. He's just like, whatever. I just want to get high. I don't give a fuck about
Are you sure he doesn't have a
promotion.
sandwich in his hand?
Can
He's
you
getting that belly
after this?
bag.
Can you pull up the video of Tyson falling on his on his fucking wheel scooter? Have you seen that
Oh,
video?
No, I will though. But it's just look. It's just so cringy.
It
He's
is.
got his gold chain. Ugh.
Mike Tyson 2.0.
Ric Flair drip.
He looks
Oh, my
like
teeth
a-
fell out.
Woo!
Dude,
looks
this-
like a used
I lost my
condom.
dentures.
This is like watching Jonathan Price get high on camera. I don't want to watch that. Like,
Go woo on a bit.
Tyson's just completely stoned.
Woo on a bit.
Look how he smokes it too. I hate Ric Flair. All right, you said Tyson
Well,
falls off
yeah.
scooter?
Yeah, Tyson hoverboard.
Hoverboard. Okay.
Oh, I fucked
Oh,
that up.
is it in his house?
I think so.
We
Yeah,
got
there's
it.
one where he's on a hoverboard in the house, and I saw that. This actually happened right before his son died. This is kind of sad. I'm not to think of it.
Wait, what?
His son died at home.
Why you gotta bring that juju?
He died. Did he die because Tyson hit the floor?
Right?
Fun fact: the
was
guy
the floors too
who
wet?
I'm gonna
invented
laugh
this,
at this
the
video.
guy who invented this thing, died
Also
on one
fell-
of them.
Didn't
Yeah.
he fall off the Grand Canyon or something?
Yes,
like that?
he fell
Yeah,
off
that's
a high
Darwinism
cliff.
right
It
there.
was a malfunction in the unit, the test unit.
Johnny Five came alive and said, "Fuck this guy. Let's watch him fall on his stoned ass." Oh! God damn, he hit hard. Slow mo. Oh!
That was a flat drop.
I broke my back.
All right, let's. He goes again. Oh!
It was
Yeah,
at this moment
not too soon after that, his
fucked
son
up.
actually passed away.
Oh
Stop
my God,
talking
that's
about
funny.
the dead
You
kid.
can't just say that after him fucking flatlining on the floor.
Because it triggered the memory of what that because that's what they played over and over. Was he was trying to show his kid the hoverboard, and that happened.
His kid died right there.
No.
His kid was the one. The hoverboard go flying into his fucking
Tyson
face.
hit the ground. His kid's like, "Dad."
What? Why are we talking about his dead kid?
Because you brought up the thing, and it sparked the memory of like what happened after that.
I'm telling you,
That was the
hoverboard
same
killed the
video. That
inventor
was the same
and the
video
kid.
they showed when his
How does kid die?
You can't say that was the
dad. I don't
same
remember. But it
Wait,
had something, it had
you
something
know
to do
all
with the
these
exercise-
fucking
it had
details
something
about
to do
Mike
with his
Tyson's
exercise
kid
machine.
dying,
It had
yet you
something to
don't
do
know
with his
how.
exercise machine.
We'll wait. While we wait, let's talk about this unreasonable thing. Giovanni, this is your bag.
So Steamforge Games is a board game company known for making games, high class, high leveled miniature games. They did Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. I own them all.
Yeah, very
They did
expensive.
They did Dark Souls, and Dark Souls I think amounted to about $600 after every expansion came out. So I'm guessing when this releases for Kickstarter, it'll be a base level of all in at like $300. And every expansion they release after that, if you want to add it on, is another $60. And they'll probably get like 6 or 7 expansions out. But I'm gonna back this all in with everything. It's gonna be amazing.
That was actually his wife screaming, "No!"
That's way too much.
Your wife is screaming,
That's
"No."
way too much.
So the most expensive board game I know with the highest definition miniatures on the market is called Kingdom Death Monster. It's essentially a Dark Souls, Elden Ring-esque style
That's
board
super
game.
expensive.
It's $2,000 for everything. If you wanted everything, it's $2,000.
Like, here's the thing. I have expensive tape. My drum kit was $2,600, but that's a board game.
Yeah.
That's. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
I love cardboard and plastic, man. I can't tell you.
It's crazy. Like, and 200 to 300, a like legit normal price for a game. You know that scale. Like, I have a game Giovanni got me called Gloomhaven.
Excuse
It's a board game, and it's got
Excuse
like
me,
$200
bitch.
to $300, or sorry, 200 to 300 hours worth of gameplay.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's overpriced. Like, I'm not saying that. I mean, even if it is, I'm not saying that. I'm sure that, like, the craft work on it, it's very well done and very well detailed. But, like, $2,000, man, for a fucking board game.
I
Like,
know,
you
and then
get
you
a
get it, and you're like,
motorcycle
shit, I don't
for
have
that.
many things.
So, real quick, in 2009 or something like that, his 4-year-old daughter actually died in a
Oh my
treadmill
god,
accident.
why do you gotta
Why?
take us back?
Yeah, he said
Why?
while we're doing this, what? Okay, so I looked it up,
Oh my god.
and she was found by her brother on a treadmill accident.
All right, can we play the Tyson video of him falling again, please?
I mean, I do have Faces of Death pulled up
Yeah.
if Alex would like to discuss more.
Do it.
The whole joke was why we're talking about a dead person. we were watching funny videos of Tyson and Flair smoking weed and fucking how awkward it was, and then it's just like, yeah, nah, it just sucks because Tyson's kid died. All right, we are reviewing a movie, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah!
That movie, once again, is The Black Phone. So Alex was talking about how he had liked, and here's we watched it today, and it's very fresh, and I feel like it deserves a secondary watch because even the beginning intro kind of bothered me. How like you see like this almost and that's the other thing is this movie is so many other horror movies
Combined
stolen and put into this one. The little girl riding down the street with the yellow poncho is it with the rain. The Texas Chainsaw like concept of we don't give you really any backstory except the intro is a bunch of posters and horror music, and so like I didn't like how the beginning of the movie, the prologue will say to the rest of the movie, or prelude to the rest of the movie, was him playing baseball. And then the kid, the kid gets kidnapped, and then it's like you got to watch the intro to see that there's a serial kidnapper on the loose, and blah blah blah. I don't know. Like I said, there's some of the actual artistic decisions I did not like in this movie for how the film was made, but I enjoyed it. I thought the performances were great. Ethan Hawke is really good. I want to ask this: how do you guys feel about? Because we don't see him very often in the horror movies anymore. The feel-good ending.
Was this really a feel-good ending?
Yes. Yeah, really?
Yes.
No, because
I don't feel like it was. So like
he did
through,
lose a lot.
Yes.
Through the movie, all the things the kid is seeing while he's in that room, I felt personally it was him psychologically breaking due to his situation.
I'll tell you why you're wrong. No. It wasn't psychologically breaking. He wasn't hearing fake voices. He was clairvoyant. His mother was clairvoyant. His sister's clairvoyant. He was actually channeling. The reason why the phone people were telling him no one else, we couldn't hear it, is because he was clairvoyant. So the phone was only ringing for him.
I don't think he was clairvoyant.
You should really maybe watch it with subtitles then.
No, because it was only the mother and the daughter who were clairvoyant.
How do you come up with that conclusion? How, in all honesty, literally, they tell him no one heard the phone before, besides him and the what do they call him, the grabber, I think was his name.
The grabber.
Yeah, but the guy's
grabber.
crazy, and the kid has never been through that situation.
But how? I have given you actual evidence of the movie telling you, hey, it's your clairvoyancy. Exactly. How is it not?
I think the daughter's the only one who's clairvoyant.
How do you come up with that? Literally, he's talking to fucking spirits.
Different levels of clairvoyancy.
They don't explain that in the movie.
Yes, they do. She has dreams. He has the what do you call it?
They don't explicitly spell it out, but there is the conversation.
That's what I'm trying to say.
There is the conversation between the father and the daughter, where he tells her like you're not like your mama had dreams. The dreams told her to do stuff. Like the fact, for me at least, and I think it's the way they wanted you to perceive it, was the fact that the phone is disconnected, it never rings. The grabber has some clairvoyance because he can hear either that or he's just nuts and whatever.
He can hear the phone, but he can't
I
hear
took it
anything
as
on it.
he also is clairvoyant, and that's why he's getting the spirits channeling him through the phone to tell him.
Yeah,
because they were. How would he, if he's having a mental breakdown, be telling himself how to escape every time?
How to try to do different things.
I think it was just one of those situations where, as progression through the movie, they left those portions out. I honestly think so. You see it in horror movies all the time with progression.
Yeah, but you didn't
Not this
see it
time.
in this
That's one of
movie,
the-
though.
Not this time.
Exactly, because they left it out.
No, you're wrong, though. You're
No,
wrong.
I'm not
What about
wrong.
you, Anthony?
No,
What
but
In
you
about
my
are.
opinion,
What do you
it's
think?
how
What do
I
you think?
saw it.
So can I
What do you think?
put my
So fuck y'all.
Stephen King hat
Still
on
fucking wrong.
because,
Yes.
Joe
Again, it's my
Joe
opinion. It's how I
Hill
saw it.
Progress,
Joe
Queen.
Hill
That's the point of the movie.
because this movie is based off a short story by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son. So the kind of references, Joe Hill wrote the story kind of as a love letter to his dad's novel It, because he was inspired by it.
Creepy.
The kids being clairvoyant is kind of a play on the shine ability, like in The Shining.
Oh,
in
yeah, I can
Lawrence.
see that, yeah.
Joe Hill likes to write his books kind of in Stephen King's playground, but not specifically say. So it's up to interpretation if the kids had the shine, and that's why they had the clairvoyant ability.
I disagree. This
Um,
movie doesn't leave it up to interpretation, is my point.
Exactly. Because I got picked up on that fast.
Well, you're
Well,
both
yeah, I
idiots,
mean,
so
Like, I honestly don't think this movie leaves it to
Or
interpretation.
are you?
They clearly show the girl. I mean, like, literally by the end, the spoiler alert, everybody. By the end of the movie, she's riding her bike and the ghost children appear in front of her. So
which
clearly
makes sense
she's
because
got it.
she's
And it stops
clairvoyant.
her.
But how can you ignore? Like, I don't understand how you can say she has it, the mother had it, but he doesn't have it, despite the fact that he's talking to spirits. He has no way of knowing how to actually escape. Every time the spirit gives him, it was literally every piece was a puzzle. This
Yeah,
kid tried
exactly.
this. He tells him where he did his thing. This kid tried, and that was how he was getting his ideas. I honestly I think it's really obvious that they made a
And-
connection
and
that he had clairvoyancy as
Even
well.
even at the end, he says, "This is it. This is the last call you're gonna get." Like he makes it known, like this is gonna be your last call.
Sounds like it's in his head.
I think you're just, I don't know if you're trolling or if you're
Yeah,
just,
yeah, I'm
if
trolling.
you're just
Yeah, I'm
so
trolling pretty hard.
drawn into your conclusion, but yeah, no, I don't think it's the movie. The writing may leave
No,
it
no,
up to
yeah,
interpretation. I don't think the movie does.
Yeah.
No, the son was clearly clairvoyant. I didn't know that it was a Stephen King reference, though. That was pretty cool.
And that was the thing that was weird about this is some of the scenes had a nice kind of King vibe,
Yeah.
but then some of them, like, I don't know, they were just like, I didn't understand the baseball scene in the beginning, which was like 5 or 6 minutes just to set up the kid he meets that eventually calls him.
to tell him that he has a mint arm. Yeah.
I think it was trying to make that connection of like, the town that they were in. They all knew each other, the connections they had. It very
Even
much
if they didn't know each other, they came
Regardless
across
if
each
you were
other.
friends
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not,
Like
you
the
knew each
opening
other.
of this
Yeah.
movie very much brought you into that classic town setting. Everybody knew each other.
It did feel that the soundtrack was done well. Like, it felt like
Yeah.
a horror
Yeah.
movie version of Dazed and Confused in the beginning.
That's the same thing I fucking got.
I like that about it a lot. I thought the atmosphere in the time era was perfect because, like, kids were getting kidnapped all the time. I mean, they still are, but like in the 70s was like, hey man, he went missing. We'll never see him again. Like,
I was waiting for somebody to show up with a paddle saying, "Hey, come here, you fresh little fucks." Come here."
okay, and here's why I do say it is a happy ending. For one thing, the main character survives.
Finny.
The sister doesn't die. The father learns a lesson and is presumably going to be a better
Okay.
father. The main bad guy does die. However, and I can understand you saying it's not a happy ending because you do have still the 5 dead children that they find in the graves. But even in that regard, you could look at it as, well, the 5 kids have all been found. They're going to be able to be buried, and the
Laid to
families
rest.
will lay them to rest, and they'll put it behind
Okay.
them. So I look at it compared to, like, think about some of the horror movies that are out there and the endings you get in these movies. Like, there's movies where it's like, I've survived, and then you have the classic Jason where it's like, head gets fucking cut off. Like, you have you even, it's also branching in genres. I talked about that movie Carter, which is technically a zombie movie, but it's also a martial arts weird spy thriller. It's a terrible movie, but at the end of the movie, happy ending, he, they're on this train out of town away from the zombies, and a fucking missile takes out the bridge that the train is going on, and it just ends. So, like,
it's Train to Busan.
It's trained to fucking water death. But yeah, so like compared to like the horror movie market, I find this to be way more of like the happy ending than we usually get.
Yeah, because when you were like happy ending, I was like, "There's 5 fucking kids dead at the end."
But,
Like,
you know,
wait.
It's kind of like a bleak,
They all
bleak
die.
happy ending.
I mean, but they even like to
There's a
even
balloon.
cement the fact of happy ending. They give you the whole he's walking through the halls and like the bullies are afraid of him and the girls are into him.
everybody's
So like
scared of him.
you know, because he fucking. By the way, the end scene when he ends up, spoiler alert, murdering Ethan Hawke. Like I was out loud cheering the kid on when he does the thing where he takes the phone cord and like flips over him.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes! Like, I was like, fucking, yeah! Like, it was a satisfying ending. I thought, I have to say, I want to see Ethan Hawke in more shit like this. Like, people forget, he was in the only good Purge movie.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in there?
He's the father of the house that gets attacked.
One, right?
Yeah.
The first Purge?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
See, that's the thing is
No, I
people,
haven't-
people
I
only,
don't remember the first film.
people only see the Purge as like, oh, the whole city's killing everybody, blah, blah, blah.
69 megas back.
Yeah, don't point it out anymore. Like that's the whole thing is like the first Purge was it was a good not really a horror movie, but a good like strangers type thriller. And he is at first you kind of dislike him because he's rich, and then by the end of the movie you're like, holy shit, he just shotgunned that guy to death. Like he is. Ethan Hawke has been in weird shit randomly, and he always does well. Look at him as the villain in Moon Knight.
Oh, true.
Like he's done some random shit lately, and like I like him.
To Ethan Hawke's credit, and there's not a lot of actors who can do this. In this movie, he wore a mask most of the time, and it's hard to depict emotion and what the character's feeling and what the character's going through.
The mask does depict it.
No, but not only that, it's his mannerisms, the way he moves, the way he speaks. Like it was really well done. Yeah, it was really well done. And you could tell, I got the feeling like this guy's fucking creepy. Like he's clearly snapped.
Well, even when he
really
kidnaps him, it's such a violent, just like gotcha, and he wraps him in the and I wish they would have shown that more. Like you know how like they showed kind of the stories leading up to these kids getting kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would have like filmed all of those properly. Like they did the one where he gets taken off the bicycle, and then it's just like, oh, he's just in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Like those scenes of where they took it from like nothing, and then the soundtrack starts to pick up, and then it's like a burst of violence. I really like those. I wish there would have been more spots like that in the movie.
So what about this? What about this? If when they were about to take them, you didn't see it, but later on when he has the clairvoyancy with the phone, he sees the kidnapping of how he got them.
Well, I think they were.
Would that have been like kind of like a cool thing to do?
Well, I think they were trying to like basically force feed the audience of like when you see the past of what happened, that's the daughter's clairvoyance. When you're seeing the ghost in his present on the phone,
that's the boys.
That's his clairvoyance.
Okay.
But doesn't he have like a little bit of a clairvoyancy as well, like going a little bit further back when he talks?
No, I think he was. I think he was.
I don't remember.
I think it was. She was the past. He was the present.
Okay, so he was the now. Okay.
Yeah, because in all the points where she dreamt about the kids dying, she never saw her brother. She just saw the house.
Well, she saw him once.
Oh, you're right. She did see him once.
That was when he was at the screen door.
That's right.
Yeah. But that is the only time that she sees him in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it was mostly the other kids' stories she was seeing.
I was also kind of waiting for this movie. Never does it. I was waiting for it to go full horror, and it never does. I don't even know if you know what I mean. Like I don't even know.
I don't even know. Would you consider Sinister like a full horror movie? I think it's kind of like
seen that, so I couldn't tell you.
I would say Sinister is more horror than this because you are dealing with like an actual haunting. You know what I mean?
This one seems more like drama suspense to me than
this. Yeah, this was definitely like a thriller. But
I would consider this a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Sinister,
it's worth it.
Must watch. I don't slap trigger warnings on movies lightly, but that movie has some shit that'll probably fuck you up.
The opening to that movie is just brilliant.
Yeah. And then there is Sinister 2 as well. But that's not.
Don't watch that movie. Don't watch
that one. Okay.
Don't watch Sinister 2. It's fucking garbage.
Good to know.
Well, we're getting hit with bots a bunch tonight. Holy fuck.
I've never seen that before. Does that happen often?
No.
It's just since moving to YouTube.
Oh, really? Jesus, dude.
It's because they want to come talk to the queen.
They want to come talk to the queen, eh?
I wouldn't. Frankly, I think we're gonna kill her. Oh wait,
Sadly
already done.
disappointing. Fucking, she's not here.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed. She wouldn't have
Why
liked
is
this
that?
movie. She only
Why is
watches
that?
old people movies, westerns and shit. I presume. This is what I assume. Let's
She
do hot
watches
dogs.
Westerns.
Alex, how many hot dogs? And if you
For
are
this
new to the
one-
show, I don't know if we've explained it recently. We don't do stars. We don't do any of that shit. We do hot dogs. We're Chicago boys, so Chicago dogs. Out of 5. Go ahead.
Ketchup, relish, mustard. No. Oh wait, I'm sorry. You can't put ketchup on there.
If you
No.
if
You've
you
already
stick
fucked it
around
up, bro.
for if you
I
stick
like
around for
ketchup.
Christmas, you get some unique hot dogs that we don't approve of, but
What?
you'd save it for the holiday.
What? And it's all from the mind candy of Nerdattude over here.
That's not my name.
No, hold on one sec. This Christmas, this December, we need to go back in one of the episodes and find one of Matt's horrible fucking creations, and you need to film a video of you making said thing and tasting it.
I really, I
Okay.
mean, I don't remember them, but I remember they were pretty vile.
Yeah, they were bad.
They were like,
Especially the holiday
they were like
ones.
licorice and candy cane on like a fruit cake bun. Just bad.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid if I eat any of those by themselves, I'm gonna have some toilet demolition going on. So, let alone combining all of them in one. The amount of licorice. Who is this cunt that keeps coming up in our chat? I ignored it
Not
earlier.
wrestling.
And then,
Oh no, not wrestling men. What?
And then they're back. They're just talking
Okay.
about. I don't know. It's just. Can you just
Alright.
like maybe? Oh, I
if
don't
you're
know.
real, say
Fuck off
something
and
real.
die.
Stay on topic at least.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's gonna do the. Yep.
Oh,
Well, see, the good thing is we don't have the chat on screen, so all of their messages are going to be hidden anyways. Yeah, I don't get this. We didn't get this until we moved over to YouTube.
yeah, I know.
So
Great community.
I just want to say that Tracismfan.com is a fucking cunt. I hope your
Capital
mother
C.
gets cancer.
UNT.
Are we still live?
All right, so for me,
Did we get banned yet?
I did enjoy this movie. It's gonna be 3 dogs out of 5. I like Ethan Hawke's portrayal for him to be like a villain, and it was just like all the different faces that he had with the mask, like how he interacted with the mask too. It made me like this movie even more. I wish my family would have stayed awake.
How the mask came in, like he had different variants of it. and
It broke off in different areas. My oldest kid actually watched it with me, and she kept closing her ears every time. But my wife passed out. She like she was drunk or something. Oh, whatever. But my oldest kid, it was cool because she actually watched it, but she kept covering her ears every time something was happening. And I'm like, I was like, it's gonna be a visual thing, not an ear thing. Like, what are you doing? But I really did like it, and like I said, Ethan Hawke's portrayal as a villain. That's what gave it a whole 3 stars for me, or 3 dogs for me.
So 3 out of 5 you gave it?
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
It's lower than I would have thought. I'm gonna go 3.5. I dug it. Some of the stylistic choices I didn't love. Also, I really felt bad for the brother. Like, he's just a cokehead who like finally figures it out and gets a fucking, spoiler alert, axe to the brain.
Which was an amazing scene.
It's
It
funny
wasn't really
because
that
he's the cop who's also very wanting to help out the case in Sinister as well. Same dude.
Yeah, okay, that's where I knew him from. I also am pretty sure he is in. Oh no, it's not him. I thought it was him.
Oh,
in,
that brother. Okay, gotcha.
The Void, but it's not him in Void.
Ethan Hawke's brother. Okay.
Well, like he just hit fucking like whoop with that hatchet, and then he's like, "Look what you made me do! You made me kill my brother." He was an idiot, but he was my idiot, right? It is a little weird because like Ethan Hawke's crazy character is on showcase the whole movie, or the scenes that he's in, and the violence doesn't come until the very end. Like he doesn't get violent till he wastes his brother, and then he tells the kid like, normally I would do this with a knife, like, you know. So they do try to string you along with the idea of like, never know, like you may get out, like maybe he isn't that bad of a guy, you know what I mean?
You still might have a chance,
but you never do. He knew he was going to die. That's why all the ghost children had to tell him what to do. Because he was too stupid to figure out. By the way, did this kid, like, he looked like a young Patrick Swayze, right?
Reincarnation. There you go.
Maybe. All right, so none of you guys can't recollect what you look like, let alone the kid did in the fucking movie, can you?
No, I look like I was kidnapped as a child with this family. So
Iron Man terrorist. Where we're going. That's what I'm gonna go with. If you're ever not in an episode, you're gonna be Iron Man terrorist. Just FYI. Giovanni, how many hot dogs?
I'll go next. This is an easy 4 for me. I did really enjoy this movie. I love the period. I love the small town vibe, the energy it gave off. Ethan Hawke's character was really well portrayed. Like I said, a lot of actors cannot do really well with portraying emotion and the gravity of the character when their face is covered. A lot of them cannot do it. And Ethan Hawke in this movie, I feel, proved that he can actually do it. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is one of the kid gets a call from a ghost and he's like, don't go upstairs. He's at the top of the stairs. And he's just sitting there with the fucking mask, the belt in his hand. He's ready to go. I was like, that's so good.
So the whole belt thing, I did start to get like, is this real vibes? Because of the father with the belt. So like part of me was starting to wonder if like the kid was going to wake up in an asylum or something.
Right.
Like there was a weird, whether it was intentional or unintentional, they made connections like that between Ethan Hawke and the kid's father.
Yeah, it was to play on all that shit.
Also, why was he shirtless?
Because he's in good shape for an old man.
Yeah.
The handsome man.
What the fuck is a Nerdattude? Me.
It's a me.
Welcome.
It's a me, Mario.
How many hot dogs you give it? I don't know. Did you say? I missed that?
I said 4 hot dogs.
Okay. Lewis, your turn.
I really liked it.
Yeah, for me, this is easily a 3.5. I'm a big fan of this director's style, and I don't think it's necessarily a style, but this movie gave me Sinister vibes so much that it just, I don't know, almost feels connected to it.
It is the style, because it's the mix of the soundtrack with how it's filmed. It's that guy's style. Yeah.
And I think this movie is a solid cast. The brother and sister were fucking awesome. Like, you guys know me. I think
Jen was like, "Dude, she's such a good actor." Like when she goes, when he's beating the shit out of her, and she goes from like crying to yelling at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just her attitude with her brother. She had like some serious moxie to her, and I feel like a lot of movies make the mistake of like getting a small kid who can't act really good, but just like doesn't fit perfectly. And these two kids, not only do they act good, like I just believe that they're in that time period, and I believe that they, can handle the situation they're going in. Yeah, Ethan Hawke is amazing. I'm glad that he's kind of on this like next round of being recognized. And like I said, I'm just a huge fan of this director. I think it could have went in a little bit of a more like horror route. Granted, the kid's stuck downstairs, so I mean, you run into just jump scares.
Well, they try. Okay, did you ever see Lovely Bones?
Yes.
I have not watched the whole thing.
It's a fucked up movie.
Jen point, and that's what I say. Lovely Bones does not have a happy ending.
No.
So like that's where I say like this movie is happening, but this Jen pointed out this movie does feel like Lovely Bones, and the fact that like she pieced together her death's puzzle, he's piecing together how to escape using spirits, like, and they do try to add some horror in those moments, almost how like the one kid shows up behind him, then there's a kid floating upside down, like, so they do try to incorporate those elements. It's just the way they do them are a little loose, I guess would be the best word.
So the ending to the short story, the kid gets the grabber to come downstairs, and then he kind of brains him. He doesn't quite kill him, and then he just holds the phone up to the grabber and he says, "The phone's for you," and then the story just stops. So it's kind of nice that they put a bow on it.
Yeah.
It is weird though, like what Matt was saying, like we're not used to happy endings, and just because of the vibe and tone of this movie, you get to the end and you're still like, but it wasn't all that happy, but at least it would,
It
kinda
was
went
reminiscent of the
So
fuck,
saith the Queen.
what was the movie with Stephen Lang where he's blind, the first one?
Don't
Breathe.
breathe.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like the ending of that movie where technically she gets away and it's kind of happy. Although I'd argue that's less happy because her buddy died.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend or
okay.
whatever. But like it had that sort of like she escapes, yes, but you don't like necessarily walk away feeling good. This movie, at least, like him and the sister hug. The cops are there to save the day finally after
And
5
then
kids are
Dad comes and
dead.
says, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, Dad realizes he's a drunken piece of shit. He goes to school and he's the top shit. Like bully's afraid. The 13-year-old chicks want to be with him. The boys want to be him. Like this movie is to think of Sinister's ending.
Oh yeah.
This movie is a way happier movie than anything he's put out. Maybe
It's
Exorcism of Emily Rose, I think, had a wrap up happy ending.
I feel like Scott Derrickson was like, I went a little too hard on the paint on Sinister. Maybe I'll change it up for this movie.
He's just like, I want to make sure they can't make a shitty sequel off of something I made. Kill the bad guy. He's like, no more sequels.
3.5 for me.
3.5.
I just want to say this. As I'm watching it, I was pissed off, right? Because the kid's like, put some dirt in the telephone, man. Okay, not a bad idea for a weapon, right?
My kid asked me, she goes, "Why?" I was like, "Because it makes it heavy."
I get it, right? You used the toilet lid to bash through the concrete.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you use said toilet lid as weapon instead of a phone? It bashed through concrete.
It was porcelain. It would have fucking hurt a lot more.
Yet you use a phone for the weapon. I mean, literally, if he could have beat him to death in half the time with the fucking top of the toilet lid. As soon as he grabbed the toilet lid, my thinking was like, okay, when he leaves the door unlocked, open the door and hide behind it and then just fucking corner him. Like, you're done. You're home in time for Simpsons. That's an Airheads quote. But you know what I mean? Like, that didn't make sense to me. Like, I get it. They had to think of a clever way to do damage, but it's like your clever way was the thing you used to smash through the concrete, which, by the way, didn't break, and then you were then able to put it back on the toilet. Like, that's your weapon. And then if it does fracture as you're smashing his head in, you take the jagged edge and start sticking it. Like, the whole phone instead of the toilet lid thing didn't make any sense to me.
Maybe it was because of the way Ethan Hawke's character came down. He was able to hide the phone better.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I think it was just they were trying to give the last piece of the puzzle to make any sense for defense. Because the whole, you gotta remember, the kid had a theme. His buddy Robin was like his protector, told him to stand up for himself. So like his buddy Robin represented the self-defense portion
back,
of it.
Step forward, step back.
Which is funny because I was wondering, I was like, why the fuck is he having him go back, then forward, then back, then swing? That doesn't make any sense. This isn't Street Fighter.
Right.
But he was telling him to do that because Robin knew what the motions of Ethan Hawke were going to be, and we're going to understand that he was going to swipe at him. So he went back, and then, that's how it's very Lovely Bones-ish. That's all I'm going to say. What's up, Julian?
Julian comes in with a whatever stop sign.
Yeah, he's telling us to stop, which he's right. We probably should. Just in general, I do find it interesting that we are getting fucking spam. What is that about?
Yeah.
That's so weird. That was a problem on Twitch for a while. You remember that shit?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna get pieces of shit. Don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying the review. Yeah, in between spamming racism, go ahead and like the video, please.
Yeah.
Fucking pieces of garbage. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Now next week, it's what is it? 3 of us?
Will you be there?
Yeah, it's just you fellas.
So I think next week it'll be the 3 of us, and then the last weekend we'll get the schedule figured out. But we do have October coming up. The first episode we'll be watching Night of the Living Dead together while talking about it. Then we have 3 episodes with Lewis, one of which we'll figure out which one is going to be nothing but horror movie trailers, like we did the 80s movie trailers. We're going to just be watching horror movie trailers and having fun with it. And then the other ones we've definitely got Halloween Ends. Now, with peace and love, Bring a star quote.
Also, hopefully, VHS 99.
Yeah,
VHS 99,
hopefully, yeah. But we're gonna try to keep it fairly spoiler free for the Halloween Ends. We will let you know when we're gonna spoil things because we will have to discuss the ending. We're just gonna have to. So we're gonna be reviewing that on the 14th. That is the day it comes out. 9 p.m. Central. We will be reviewing it. It will be streaming. Barbarian was not good. Why not? I thought the movie looked awesome.
It is not playing anywhere near me, so I.
Why wasn't it good, Julian?
Which one's Barbarian?
Yeah, but Julian likes big men to touch his nipples, so I mean, he has no stake in this race.
Oh, is that true?
You know, he just likes
Julian?
that specific parlor. He's got a guy.
I got a guy.
I got a guy.
You need your
Got a
nipples
guy.
rubbed? I got a guy.
It was more sad than scary. There is a lot of horror movies in that genre. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that man's name is Vic Mackey.
Oh boy. All right, we're gonna end here. We will see you guys next week. We don't know what for, but we'll be doing something. And then after that, we'll be working on the Halloween episodes going into October, and then we will have the Christmas month of December as well. Yeah, join the Discord and everything. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.